Hi there, furniture enthusiasts. Have you ever been curious about the behind the scenes magic of a commissioned furniture flip? Well, you're in for a treat. For those who are just joining the party, I recently snagged 20 side tables and I'm on a mission to turn them into 10 fabulous sets. And today we're diving into set 4, which happens to be my very first commissioned piece. How exciting is that? Now, my client has a specific vision in mind, asking for the same style and colour as my debut flip. But being a creative spirit that I am, I couldn't resist adding a twist. Can you picture this? Shiny gold handles and beautifully lined drawers. Yes please. But before we can get into the fun part, first we need to roll up our sleeves and do some prep work. Think of this as the not so glamorous groundwork that lays the foundation for all the magic to come. First up, we're sanding down the surfaces, and then we're giving everything a thorough clean to prep it for primer. At this stage, it's definitely not Instagram worthy, but trust me, it's essential. Without the solid prep, that gorgeous finish that we're dreaming of wouldn't stand a chance. And once we've nailed the prep work, we'll jump right into priming. Stick around because you won't want to miss the transformation at the end. So after cleaning and sanding, we're quickly on to priming. And honestly, you can't convince me that the first layer of primer doesn't reveal all those little prep mistakes that you overlooked. It always shows up lots of little flaws that still need time and attention. Once that initial coat was on, I grabbed some wood filler to patch up a few areas. Since it was a commission piece, somebody was paying for it, I wanted to be extra meticulous, so it needed to be really sharp and professional. After that filler dried, I sanded it all down and gave it a quick clean and then applied the second coat of primer. It might not be the most exciting part of the job, but all this prep work is ultimately what makes the final product look so amazing. So before we jump into painting, let's just pause for a second to see how much time has gone in already so far. So with sanding, that took about 30 minutes, and then washing everything down after was another 9 minutes. We had our first coat of primer, which was about 8 minutes, followed by sanding again, a wipe down, it's another 8.5-ish minutes, filling in holes, then taping, sanding back the wood filler, and a second coat of primer, and another wipe down. Altogether, we're looking at around an hour and 20 minutes spent on prep, and that's not including any breaks for drying time. So before we even get to the paint, there's already a huge chunk of work put into this piece. Okay, so now it's time to lay down some colour, and painting is my favourite part. Now I've got a great hack for you that I've mentioned in my past videos, and it's using a sample pot from Bunnings. They are ridiculously cost effective, and you'll be shocked how far one of these little pots will stretch. Now I'm sticking with the classic, which is what my client chose, which is the same deep, moody forest green that I used way back on the first set. And to get that professional grade, glass smooth finish, you need a great technique. Now what I like to use, my secret weapon, is the microfiber roller. Now I always apply the paint in thin, clean, even layers. You're trying to build that colour, not slather it on. That final beautiful deep look took about 3 coats, which added about 40 minutes altogether, not including drying time. You can really see how it paid off though. Every layer makes the colour look deeper and the finish silkier. Now that paint was cured, I can move on to the bottom half, but before I apply the restorer finish, I had some small chips on the bottom of the veneer to deal with. A quick repair and some matching wax to make that disappear. With the veneer chip fixed, it's time to bring this wood back from the dead. This is always such a satisfying moment. I'm using the restorer finish paired with some fine steel wool. The steel wool helps gently push the product into the thirsty wood grain, and you can really see the difference instantly. It goes from dull, dried out, and it just becomes a rich, almost liquid-like shine. It's truly amazing how quick application can revitalize the wood without having to strip it and refinish the whole entire thing. It just gives that deep, well-loved look it deserves. And now for the most important step for long-lasting furniture, durability. So I'm finishing the top painted coat with a clear polyurethane top coat. You spend all this time making your piece of furniture look incredible, so you don't want it to be ruined by a spilled cup of coffee or a scratch. This final coat is essentially a protective shield. It locks in that gorgeous forest green color, ensures that these tables can stand up to real life. With that final protective layer applied, it's time to put these tables together and see the complete transformation. Now that the hard work is done, now we get to do the fun part, which is adding, let's say, the jewelry or the hardware. I love a fresh set of handles. It can completely change the personality of a piece. And after marking out my measurements, remember, measure twice, drill once, right? You just pop these right on. These beautiful gold handles paired with the deep forest green is the exact classic high-end look that I was going for. So to take this restoration from good to great, I'm moving to the inside of the drawers. Lining them is such a quick step that adds a huge amount of custom detail. I'm just using a simple peel and stick liner. Smooth out the liner to get rid of any bubbles and then trim the edges back with a Stanley knife. And look at that. It's perfectly protected and gives a luxurious feel every time you open it. With the handles on and the drawers lined, these tables are officially ready for their reveal. So before wrapping up, I wanted to give a quick look at how much time actually went into this commission. Day 1 was the big one, sanding, cleaning, priming, and 3 coats of paint. That alone took about an hour and 50 minutes. Day 2 was repairs, a bit of waxwork, and a 4th coat of paint, and that was another 38 minutes. And then day 3 was all about sealing. 3 coats of sealer, light sanding in between, and some extra taping. Around 25 minutes. And finally, day 4 was finishing touches, drilling holes for the new gold hardware and lining the drawers, which took about 50 minutes. Altogether, that's just over 3 hours and 50 minutes of hands-on work, not including any drying time, setup or cleanup between stages. For this piece, I was paid $120, which works out roughly to $31 an hour. So yeah, I definitely undercharged, but since it was my first commission job, I really wasn't doing it for the money. I just wanted the experience to test out how long it actually takes and to figure out what to charge next time. Okay, that's enough logistics for now. Let's take a look at how it turned out. And just like that, we're done. Seriously, look at this transformation. These side tables have gone from dull, dated furniture to these gorgeous statement pieces. The deep forest green paint came out exactly as I had hoped for, and I know the client's going to be happy with it. And that durable top coat is going to keep that color looking fresh for years. Paired with the revived natural wood and those beautiful new gold handles, this set is such a timeless classic piece now. I had so much fun working on this project, and if you enjoyed watching this process and you want to tackle your own flip, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next furniture adventure. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.